Hello, Libra. Welcome to your reading. All right. Let's get right into this reading. I'm going into the shaman's dream. I'm going to be picking 3 cards from the shaman. All right. You're going to be getting this ancestral wisdom today. What does Libra need to know? What does Libra's ancestors need to tell them? Let's see. Whose ancestors am I connecting with? Let's see. What does Libra's ancestors need to tell them? Thank you, thank you, thank you. You got Woodwives, adaptability, empty well, and dream thief. Your ancestors could tell you anything. They would tell you how holding on to something, holding on to the past, is definitely going to stop you from answering a call, your call. This is something that has been struggled with in the bloodline. And this is something that your ancestors want you to overcome. There's a need for you to know who you are, what you'll tolerate, what you've learned to date, and what boundaries you set so you feel good about yourself. Life is going to offer you something really, really extraordinary. In order for you to learn and receive its blessings, you must remember that being grounded gives you more freedom, not less. If you also keep reminding yourself to be flexible and adapt to change, that's the Woodwives is adapting to change. Learn to be in beginner's mind. Let go of the rigid notions of how things should be and be present to the way things are right now. Stop projecting. No worries. All things will pass if you become flexible with life and learn to dance with nature. So this would be holding on instead of becoming flexible with life and letting things go and letting things flow. This would be you holding on to a lot of things. We do have also the empty well, and that is you resting. That is you giving yourself time to replenish. And that is also not you diminishing yourself for another person. There's a need for you to give gratitude and thanks for your destination and what you've learned and get ready for the next destination. Okay? Making yourself small will not produce the results that you want. The projections that you have could be confusing actual reality. So again, this goes from this Woodwives energy of you projecting on the future or projecting so much that you're not in the present moment. Also, there's a person who could feel like that they're depleting themselves. So then we lead into the dream thief that's here. This dream thief. The rejection of the path of fulfillment. Rejection of it and the refusal of the call. So there's a path that's being presented to you that a person is projecting on what it should look like and how it should be and what it should feel like and what it should. And not being humble enough, because we do have to do that, to actually trust and to flow with nature and to have this believing that you will be right where you need to be. And I feel like the more and more I get older, okay, wisdom comes in, and the real secret in life would be for you to have complete trust that you will end up right where you need to be. Because if we have complete trust that the options and the opportunities that are handed towards us will lead us exactly to where we need to be, that we will be so open to taking leaps of faith. And some of those leaps of faiths actually are shortcuts to where we need to be. They are actually this one in a million thing that happens. Like you run into a person, and next thing you know, something changes your life because you have faith that all things will lead home. So I do feel like that there's a person who doesn't have the faith that all things will lead home. They're afraid to let go in life. They're afraid to move and flow and let go of control because they feel like if I control it, then I can get to where I need to be. But the biggest question is, which I be asking myself because it's healing for all of us, is are you there yet? If your control can get you to where you need to be quicker than the infinite universe, why aren't you there already? And that's with everything. If you sit back and think about it, like, well, where am I? Where am I? If I'm driving this car and I see that's right there where I want to be, why haven't I gone yet? The answer to that is that our control doesn't take us there quicker or sooner. So it just doesn't get us there. We have to learn to loosen up control. It is not our will. It's God's will. It is not our way. We don't get to design the curves and the hills and the walls on the path. We just have to follow the path and trust that the path will lead us home and trust that the path will lead us to where we need to be or one step closer. But in all actuality, you would believe the secret to life is actually to believe that the universe is working with you, for you, not against you. Because then if you feel like the universe is working against you, then you have to get real rigid and you can't flow and bend with it. You have to get real rigid and stand, and you might stay in a place for too long, or you might be refusing the call because you are refusing to let go of control. Now, this is not a person that has this opportunity coming to them and it's like, hey, do you want to have this, wish fulfillment? And you're like, no, I'm good. This is a person who's like, they have an opportunity, they have a path in front of them. And the way they see it is their path is supposed to be blue with sparkly leaves, and the sun is supposed to always be shining. And we only get rain on Wednesdays and whatever. That's how their path is supposed to be. But the universe presents you a path that's green and it's snowing. And it ain't no leaves. And they damn sure not sparkly. Okay? And the sun always shines. And there will be fruits. And there will be everything. But it just doesn't look like your path. And so you're like, you know what? That's not what I see for me. So I'm going to stay on the roads that I know. I'm going to stay on what I know. I'm going to stay to what's familiar. When familiar is the number one thing that keeps us stuck, that keeps us in this energy of not growing. So it's like, are you willing to do something different? Are you willing to go down a road that you normally wouldn't travel? Somebody go down a road that they normally wouldn't travel. Like, and this is some real, like, and I just thought about this. I was walking Sage, and we go on our walk. It's like about 2.5, sometimes 3 miles. And I walk Sage, and I always just go my regular route. And I see a path, and I've seen this path, and I was like, I wonder where that path leads to. So I see a path on our journey. And today I'm like, you know what? I'm going to walk the path. I feel like I want to be outside more. Sage is still energetic. So I'm like, let me kill some more energy for her. She's still energetic. She's still in it. Let's go down the path. Go down this path. And this path leads to this beautiful lake. This beautiful park area. I didn't even know that this even existed in my area. Beautiful path, beautiful lake. I stay out there for like a long time, meet some beautiful people. It was just beautiful right there. That path has been sitting there all along. But because, and I had like a pathway in the old neighborhood that had all these different type of animals. Y'all know I'm in the woods here. different type of animals on the path. And I'm like, you know what? I don't know where that path leads. So I would have like reservations to go on that path. But today I was just being spontaneous. I said, you know what? I'm going to go on the path, see where it is. Push comes to shove, it's probably like, woodsy or whatever. And I just go and come right back if I feel uncomfortable. But it led to a beautiful lake, that is like my little piece of magic. Get there and get a book, sit outside on a nice day in front of a lake, nice beach, nice park area, beautiful. A nice gazebo on the beach with seats and all of this and lights in it. And it was just so beautiful. So I'm just thinking like, just because something isn't normal and just because you don't normally do something, or there could just be a path and you wouldn't normally go down a certain type of path because you're so stuck to your certain type of routine, or you're so stuck to knowing the curves and knowing where everything leads. Sometimes we have to tap into that full energy. We have to remember why we got started. We have to remember of us not knowing, hopping down this path and going on so many different journeys and having wish fulfillment in certain points of our life. Because I feel like everybody has experienced getting their wish. So everybody, even though it's not that, some of you guys, it could have been a huge wish. But for some of you guys, like, it's probably not the wish that you have now. But everybody has experienced getting exactly what it is they want. Or, at least, I hope everybody has experienced getting exactly what it is that they want. Having their wish and feeling like, yes, the universe hears me. This actually happened the way I wished. Like, I actually wished for this. Like, I feel like everybody has that experience, right? We should. Getting exactly what it is that you want, this wish fulfillment. And it all starts with from the Fool, of you having faith, you taking a leap of faith. I think that's all I want to go into. I'm going to go into the tarot here. And we're going to clarify each card. This dream thief is here. It's the refusal of the card because of the refusal of you to do something different and go down this other path. Just because the path don't look like the way that you envision it. It's like on the journey, God is constantly telling you who's in control here. It's like, yeah, I know you're powerful, you're magical, you're whatever, but again, again. So, and I have to always check my control, because I have things that I want to happen the way that I want to happen, in the way that the time that I need it to happen, and this, and when it don't, I start panicking and like, where are you? And then God is like, chill out. I'm going to put it on the time that I see fit. And usually when it comes through, it's like, okay, yeah, I understand why it happened when it happened. I understand now. But it's like that faith without sight. And then when you on your journey, you are going to be tested. Do you have faith, or are you just seeing, or does it just look like, or are you going based off of your eyesight? So sometimes spirit removes things from our sight and we can't necessarily see it anymore. And we move off of that real fuel, which is belief. That real thing that gets you one. You never get what you want. You get what you believe you can have. Because the thing that you believe you can have, you start making preparations for it and you get what you prepare for. Tell me more about Wood Wives. Work. How can you be a little bit more flexible when it comes to work? See the Fool here? How can you open up yourself and adapt to what the universe is doing when it comes to work? And or have you noticed what the universe is doing when it comes to work? Study. Focus, some type of skill, some type of hobby that you have. What is the universe doing? In career and work for you. We got the 10 of Cups here. We have the King of Wands. Your eye is on the prize. Eye is on the prize. You feel like look, my pathway right down there. But what if the path for success is a path that's taking you in this direction? Taking you to the left or the right. Yeah, the right. A little weird with that. Shout out to my grandmother who gave that to me. And it's taking you to the right, but you want to go straight ahead. And it's like, no, I'm supposed to be going straight ahead, straight to the victory. Everything seems like it's lined up. I should be hitting the mark. I should be the bow and arrow right there. But the universe comes up with this new path right here. And an option. Because we have what? Choice, right? And an option. Go down this path, or you can continue to do what it is that you want to do. Down this path, down this road. I feel like something comes up in the midst of something divine intervention. Divine intervention. I was just watching a movie the other day, and it was a Lindsay. Well, I wasn't watching the movie, but I tried to watch it. I kept getting sidetracked. But it's Lindsay Lohan, and I think it's called The Irish Wish. And she wishes that she's marrying, I guess, her best friend's or close friend's husband. And she wished, and some magic happened, and the next thing she woke up, and she was with the best friend's husband, fiance, and she was the one that's getting married instead of her, supporting her friend getting married. And she realized that in order to make this thing happen, that wasn't destiny. It was just that she was pressing this, like on the unit, something was being pressed instead of waiting to this pathway that comes to you. She realized that she did a lot of things that she didn't want to do in order to get this person that was not her ideal person. She ended up proposing to him. They ended up having like these, and she's like, "What? I did what? Yeah, you just hit me off the blue with it." And I was like, okay. And it's like, this is not the love relationship that I wanted. But you thought that this would be the desire. And I'm not looking at that as the desire. I'm looking at that as the path. Somebody thought that this way would be the pathway. Somebody thought that, it would look like this. It would have these people will help you out. But Spirit is showing you something different. Maybe to the left, you go around and you hit it that way. Maybe it's something that's getting you to go a little bit backwards. Maybe it's getting you to go to the right. Maybe it's getting you to go up. It's getting you to go in a different direction than you actually are going into. And actually, if you were to sit down and not try to stir this thing, because when adaptability comes up, all things in the universe is moving you to bend in a certain type of way. It's like the wind blowing. It's like you trying to get the wind to blow in a different direction. You know how hard and impossible that is. So instead of going with the wind and blowing into something, you will be fighting against resistance. So not only will you kind of refuse the call or the offer to take your right path, staying on the path that you normally would stay on, staying on that path that you normally would stay on will also bring more resistance, because all the wind in the universe is trying to get you to go down this other path, this other road. So you will get more rejection, more obstacles, more drain. It was going to take more work, and you're kind of trying to figure out why is it taking longer. It's because now the road that you were just walking down and you were making feet, now you have to go against wind. So it seemed like all the momentum that you're doing, you're like, and I didn't even move that far. I'm still right here. And it's kind of making your desire seem farther and farther and farther and farther away when you would just, if you would just release control. So the path to that ultimate fulfillment, that ultimate happiness, and this has a lot to do with career. This also has a lot to do with the talent that you have, that you could be looking into and focusing on now, a hobby, some type of God-given talent, a gift that you have. Where's the universe trying to get you to go? Tell me more about this empty well. Oh, Empress here. Empress giving up too much of her energy. Empress needs to replenish. Got the Seven of Cups here. I bet the Empress feels drained. Yeah. I bet the Empress feels drained. The Empress feels drained and she don't even have a time to stop. She got to keep on going. I feel like the person right now, you're in the perfect position to stop yourself and replenish yourself. And in stopping yourself, you will kind of be like, Spirit is going to push you into where it is that you need to be. But that divine feminine energy is drained. It's been giving up a lot of things to a lot of other people. Giving a lot of things that you don't have to give. And then look, here's the pathway. So in this replenishment comes a pathway. So Spirit has to get you to stop. So for some of you guys, you may feel like you are going through this tired stage, or you may even feel a little sick, okay? Spirit needs to get you to stop. So that's what Spirit's doing. It's getting you to stop. Because here, once again, this path is coming. All right, tell me more about the dream thief. Refusal of the call. Something could possibly change your life. Something could possibly change your life. We have the Three of Swords here. Something's heartbreaking, something's hard, or there's some hurt somewhere. All right, so something could possibly change your life. You got the High Priestess and the Ace of Swords coming out. Spirit is going to be talking to you on all different levels. Like on all different levels. You know some type of truth, or you get to know some type of truth about something. And this would be you tapping in to replenish yourself. This is like real, like intuition. Through your intuition. Oh, and you choose this path. You see? You choose some type of path. And then there's another path that comes out of it. So there's some type of path here that leads you. And the path road don't look like it, but what the pathway that comes out of that pathway. Okay, I know it sounds crazy. But the intersection that comes out of that, you would not get to this intersection, or you won't be able to get to this path without taking this pathway first. And it leads you right to this other pathway. This Three of Wands here. And that's why something may look like, I don't know what the hurt is behind it, or what somebody also may be separating for work, maybe traveling for work. But there's some type of pathway that leads you to where it is that you need to be. Even though that pathway for the main time may not look like what it is that you want. But there's a need for you to be open and flowing. Because the rigidness and the control is making you refuse the call. Okay? So I'm going to leave this reading right here. I hope this reading resonates. If it does, make sure you give this reading a big thumbs up. And make sure you guys are subscribed. I love you guys. And I will see you in the next video.